So the whole place is haunted by this sun.
Scratching and like making like demented animal noises.
And it's literally like in the corner, trying to go at the wall.
And you check the entire house, there was nobody in there.
It sounds like someone is walking like in the attic, or like multiple people are walking in the attic. Hey guys, it's Allie
and Amy.
Welcome to this week's video. So it's October now, so we're gonna do some spooky videos.
It's October?
Tomorrow's October.
What?
So it's basically October. Now let's set the mood. So we're gonna tell scary stories that has happened to us. Before we lived here, we lived in Delaware, which I'm sure you guys would know by now if you've been watching our videos for a while, or one of our sets of grandparents. They live in Maryland, so we were going to this place called Holly Hall. This is a real place, I'll insert pictures and whatever. And we went to this haunted house in it's technically a haunted house. It's a historic landmark, so it's not torn down, but the place is totally abandoned. It's under I think it's kept by the bank at this point. And so we went there because they have all these squirrels that run around there called they're white squirrels, so they're albinos. So we were going there because there's all these squirrels there, and they're the white squirrels, so we wanted to go see them. So the reason the place is haunted is because it's from the 1800s. I'll insert the actual date that it was actually from. And so there's this guy, and it's from wartime, and this man, he sent his son off to war, I believe. And all this stuff happened, and the father disowned the son, and then when the son came back from war, he was really sick. It's he was coming home because he couldn't fight anymore. And then the father pushed him down the stairs, and he hit his head on these big steps at the front of the house. So then he died there. So the whole place is haunted by this sun. Over the years, the house has been completely abandoned a bunch of times. People kept trying to buy it, and they would get scared out because this guy would just come in and he would be super scary, whatever. And so now the whole place is boarded up, and no one's allowed in it, blah 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 blah. When we went at the time, you could walk up the stairs. Now it's still boarded up to the point that you can't even get on the stairs. When we went, we we didn't see any squirrels. So I went up the stairs, and I looked in the window, and there was the whole place has boards on the floor, whatever. And there's this big stand up thing where it's got two edges, and then there's a beam in the middle of it, and it's pointed out in a diagonal to the room whatever was on the right of the house when you first look into the foyer. So then we were walking around, we were kind of looking, there's a bunch of ivy in this thing that we believe went to the cellar and all kinds of stuff. And then when we come back, I wanted to look in the house one more time before we left just to see if I could see anything, and I kid you not, this beam that was pointed that way was literally pointed completely straight at the door, which the door is literally right next to I was looking in a little window, so the door, this big door had the little accent windows on each side, and that's what I was looking at, and I kid you not, this beam was completely straight at it. And first of all, if anyone was in there, why would they move that? That thing was freaking huge. Then how would anyone have gotten in there? Because the only window we saw that someone could get in there was on the top floor, and this house was 2 to 3 stories tall, I believe. And you had to really climb to really get up to that open window. So it just didn't seem what would be the other reason behind it, if that makes sense.
So at this house that we currently live at, me and my friend Taylor were in my room, and Allison was in her room on her bed on her laptop. And I was on my phone, and she was on her phone, and I was watching YouTube videos, she was watching YouTube videos, and she heard a person whispering outside my door. And when we went out there to look, there was nobody out there. And then we went to the other entrance to my room, and there was also nobody out there. And once we realized nobody was out there, we went to Allison's room, because a while back she was outside my bathroom door, the other entrance to my room, not the main one, scratching and making demented animal noises to freak me out. And it was with the same friend. And we got so freaked out, and I thought she was just like messing with us again, but we went in here and she was like perfectly like laying down, just like on her laptop, like she couldn't have gotten up and like got situated so quick, and then she said she didn't do it, so yeah.
So this story has a couple parts to it. We have, I might actually have this, hold on. Okay, so this pig, my friend Maddie might actually watch this video, I don't know, her mom watches our videos. Hi. And, so this, Maddie, you may know her from, my Traveling with Alli videos. Her and her family, I went camping with all of them, and I stayed with them, like, during the time I was there. It was a lot of fun. And so, Maddie and I, so the first time this happened, she was spending the night at my house, and we were downstairs in our living room, and like the way our living room is set up, it's very similar to how ours is set up now, where like you're laying in there, and then like if you look up, the ceiling is really tall, and then there's like the balcony there, and it's open upstairs, and then like it goes off to rooms. So like where we were laying, you could look up, and there would be there's our balcony that goes straight across, and then right in the center.
Why are you saying things so weird? You write claws, and then you write center.
It just came out weird. Right in the center of the hallway, my bedroom is there, or like my old bedroom is there. And like in my room, I had this on a shelf. So the way this pig is set up, it has a button on its foot. It's out of batteries right now, so it doesn't really do it. But it dances and it waddles. And then if you pull its tail, it squeals and it tries to run away. And so like I was laying there, and it was like 3 a.m, which like devil's hours, so like scary alert. And we're laying there, and like all of a sudden I wake up to the sound of this thing squealing, and this thing literally only does it if you pull its tail. Like it will only make the squeal noise if you pull its tail. We walk upstairs, and like I woke her up, and I was like, dude, the pig, my robotic pig is going off. Like I don't know why it's doing that, but like it doesn't do that. So like I woke her up, and we like kind of like go upstairs, like we grabbed flashlights, whatever, and we went upstairs, and we're like looking through my room, and then like all of a sudden we see it, like, so it normally is sitting out of the shelf like this, and it's literally like in the corner trying to go at the wall, and like it's just squealing, like it's trying to run and it's squealing, and we're like, so like I turned it off. I got it to turn off. I think there's a button in here or something, I don't really know. I took the batteries out, I don't know what I did, but I took those out, and then I put it back on the shelf, and we went back downstairs. And so, since I've lived in Texas, she has actually texted me and told me that, so she has a pig that does about the same thing as mine does, and it goes off, and she literally texted me and was like, the pig I had that's similar to yours literally went off this morning, like whatever day this was a couple months ago, but she texted me and she was like, my pig literally went off this morning, and I was like, bro, no. Yeah, that's the story of the animatronic pig thing.
At our old house, we were all in the basement. Me, Allison, and our friend Rachel were all in our basement.
You guys know Rachel from our Rachel's Visit to Texas video, and both of our Guess That TV Show videos. Those will be in the description.
So our old house was set up where it was the kitchen with the back door in it, and then it was the living room, and then it was my dad's office. And it was all set up in like a strip line.
Like there's no doors between all of them.
Yeah. And so we were down in the basement, we were kind of just messing around. It was like really late. It was like 2 maybe.
I want to say it was closer to 3. Like
Yeah.
we always hung out in the basement because we had like a sound system, slot machines, computer. Yeah. Like we went down there and that was our hangout spot.
And all that stuff. And so we were just kind of messing around, and we heard the back door slam. It was like a sliding one. We heard it slam shut, and our dog's cage was right next to the sliding door, and we heard it shake like somebody picked it up and rattled it. And then, since they're all connected, we heard somebody like sprint, like run really hard on the living room floor, like across to our dad's office. And he had multiple computers like set up, like all hooked to like one keyboard and mouse. And we felt like we heard somebody shake it, and we heard all the computers start up. Like, they were Dell ones, so it was like the Windows startup kind of sound, and then nothing else. And so we continuously called our mom and dad, and they wouldn't pick up. And my mom said she got no calls, and my dad said he got one, which was the one. And we called them multiple times. Like, everybody was calling them. Like, we all three were calling them continuously. My dad only got one call. And he checked the entire house. There was nobody in there. The dogs were asleep. His computers were turned off. It was freaky.
Yeah, the back door was locked too.
Yeah.
Last story. So, like, in the house we live in now, I personally think that we actually, like, had ghosts follow us here. Everyone keeps telling me that it's, like, the insulation in the attic, or, like, some type of, like, or it's, like, the house settling, or it's the heater, like, the furnace turning on, or the air conditioner turning on. All kinds of stuff. Like, everyone keeps telling me there's always this reason for this. Whatever. And so, like, no one really believes me that it happens. Amy, I don't know, do you believe me?
Yeah, but then there's, like, some points where you're like, oh, it's that, and then it's like, it sounds not like something is.
Yeah. So people only, Amy, like, only believes me to a certain extent. My parents do not believe me at all. And so, like, right outside my door is, like, the thing in the ceiling where, like, you open it up, the stairs come down, the attic's right above me. The attic's basically above almost the entire upstairs, but the part that you walk in is, like, almost completely upstairs above my room. And so every night, literally almost every night without fail, it sounds like someone is walking, like, in the attic, or, like, multiple people are walking in the attic. And, like, that may seem like something people are probably like, oh, Allison, that's just, like, the heat or the insulation. And I'm like, bro, because, like, it just literally sounds like someone's walking around up there. Like, I can just lay there silently, and, like, nothing will be running, and I can just hear it. And I'm like, I mean, it doesn't bother me, because, like, it doesn't scare me at this point. Like, I don't know, it just doesn't scare me. But it's just, like, one of those things where you're like, you know it's there. And it's just kind of like, well, why doesn't anyone believe me about it? But, like, I just think a lot of ghosty stuff gets attached to us and, like, some of our friends just that we've hung out with just because we do things like Ouija boards, which we actually have one, and all kinds of stuff. So I feel like that kind of just adds on to it, but yeah. That's it for this video, guys. If you enjoyed, like, story time or, like, paranormal type videos like this, I thought it was pretty fun to make. This is because it's the first time we made one. So if you like that, please let us know down in the comments and give this video a big thumbs up. Make sure you follow us on all our social media. That will be in the description below, and you'll see all those social media handles, whatever they are called, @ those are our names.
In the end of this video.
At the end of the video. And yeah, make sure you keep up with all that stuff, and we will see you next time. Bye.
Bye.
Yeah. In a room full of people, I still feel totally